Hello, everyone. Um, I would like to welcome you all to The Perspective, featuring me and my co-defendant, me and my partner in crime, the
You know what I'm
Dawn,
saying? Realest nigga love,
the,
Ramos, you
the
feel me?
Dawn,
Big IP, feel me?
aka Derek. You know what it is. Um, Today the
Kill my nigga
subject,
Lee.
for sure. Today the subject matter at hand is going to be why suicide is the answer. Why suicide is okay. Okay, we're going to talk about suicide, why it's okay. Specifically, in this day and time, right? Now,
Mm-hmm.
I have to elaborate a little bit because, it's going to be a lot of people who see this and they think, damn, suicide is not okay and X, Y, and Z and this, that, and the third. I would like to inform you all that there are multiple different types of suicide. You have honor suicide, you have the suicide of your lower self, you have the suicide of different, you know, um, perspectives of yourself or different physical appearances of yourself that may not be good for your mental health. There's different types of suicide. We're going to be honing in on, not just suicide in general, but the different types of suicide. So, y'all motherfuckers stick around because this shit finna get real hot. You know what I'm saying? This shit finna get real hot. But just for starters, Derek, I just want to hear your overall view on just suicide as a whole. You know?
Well, before my understanding was my whole understanding of it was just like a nigga killed himself, you know what I'm saying, to be selfish, you know. And like in a way, technically you is because you don't know because there still might be people who care for you and shit, you know. Still be people who worry about you, you know, and you just letting them go. You know, you ain't, and even if you
Right.
like, even if you don't even leave, like no trace, nothing, like they still fucked up because you couldn't at least say goodbye. You feel me? So that's how my understanding of it used to be. But nowadays, it's like it's different because, you know, purgatory and all that. You just finna just come back anyway, so it don't even matter.
Right. I agree. I most definitely agree. And I just want to hone in on like a few things that you said about, just suicide and like greed and stuff like that. My personal opinion on suicide, I feel as if it's a lot of people like in the world who handle situations differently. Not everybody
Mhm.
handles the same situation the same. But I
Mhm.
do feel as if, to stop certain aspects of suicide because not all suicide is good. Like I said, you got different aspects and different versions of suicide, but not all suicide is good and not all suicide is bad. But
Mhm.
it's like at the same time, when we're talking about specifically the bad suicide, to prevent things like that from happening, I just feel as if we need to create a world that's more caring, more
Mhm.
empathetic, and more sympathetic for people,
Mhm.
and to people. You know what I'm saying? Um, I ain't gonna speak on my personal experiences, but it's been numerous times, where I've been in numerous positions, where I was really just down on my luck and nobody really gave a fuck. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And I can speak from personal experience. It makes you not give a fuck about anybody either. Like, so
Mhm.
like, not giving a fuck about people, that's most definitely not the way to go. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, it's just gonna make you a person, or it's just gonna make other. It's like a domino effect. Like
Mhm.
yesterday, we was talking about how you can't really do what you want to do because either directly or indirectly you're affecting another living organism. It's
Exactly.
similar with like giving a fuck or being sympathetic or empathetic. You know, not being sympathetic or empathetic. Indirectly, you like not kind of, but like you are affecting other people and like the way that they gonna choose to like go about living their life in the future and shit.
Mhm.
So I feel as if just I don't feel. Let me stop. Let me not say it. I know. You know what I'm saying? That
Mhm.
like the numbers, as far as the bad side of suicide, because like I said, there is two sides, but the numbers on the bad side of quote unquote suicide, I feel like they would. I know that they would really decrease if we like made more of a world, or if we created, or if we evolved into a world that was more so sympathetic and empathetic. But
Mhm.
on side of that, it's we got good suicide too. You know what I'm saying? It's not just
Shit,
all,
I
you
committed
feel me?
suicide to my old self.
Right. And like it's like I said, it's two different aspects of
Mhm.
suicide. So before we completely hone in on, just the good suicide, let's hone in a little bit more on the bad suicide.
Mhm.
And particularly, why do you feel as if people, not why do you feel as if people commit suicide, but what are some of the main or large reasons
Reasons.
you feel as if people commit suicide?
They just feel like they don't have nobody that cares for them. You know, maybe
Right.
bullying might have been the aspect. Maybe something might have happened at home. Something continuously happens at home. And then, you
Right.
know what I'm saying? It gets to the point where your subconscious mind just tells you, my nigga, it's like, bro, why the fuck you even still here? You know? Like, why do you even want to still be here? Like, you keep on
Right.
happening. Because well, we already know that your subconscious doesn't know between right or wrong. But once it
Right.
gets to the point where it's like, nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga.
Right. Right.
Like
And
you
I
just
feel
don't
as
want
if,
to, just want to go. You know.
yeah, I mean, at that point and place and time in your life, there's a lot of people don't know this, but there's actually points and periods, like, you and your soul are one, right? But
Mhm.
understand that your soul, your body, and your body are two different organisms, two different living organisms. So you
Mhm.
are not your physical self, you are your higher self, you are your soul. So, you know, you can go through things that are very traumatic and very bone chilling, to the point where your soul does not want to, or your soul does, it no longer wants to inhabit your physical vessel, because it
Mhm.
doesn't want to feel that pain and anguish. It doesn't want to feel that,
Mhm.
because people got to remember, like, the only thing that's stopping you from feeling the full effects of things is this physical vessel. So without this physical
Mhm.
vessel, you will feel everything like head on, like full on, but and that's
Mhm.
hell. But anyways, so on to, the good suicide, because it is, there is good suicide. I feel like a lot of people don't know this, or a lot of people are like kind of just dumb to this fact, but there
Mhm.
most definitely is, good suicide. And with that being said, just to hone in on that, my personal opinion, honor suicide is one of the main. Well, it's actually two that I favor: honor suicide
Mhm.
and suicide of self. And what
Mhm.
do I mean by that? Honor suicide is, basically committing suicide versus, or choosing suicide over dishonoring. Yeah, basically in short terms, choosing suicide over dishonor. So it's kind of like death before dishonor. Basically, that's basically
Mhm.
what death before dishonor signifies or means. And
Yeah.
then we have suicide of self, which is suicide of your physical vessel, or suicide of your lowest self. So where you can
Mhm.
vibrate or ascend or evolve to your highest state of consciousness, to
Mhm.
where you can perceive things in higher perspectives. So those
Mhm.
are, the two types of suicide that I really do love. I used to be very, very in love with just suicide in general, because I just got to a point in my life to where I felt very numb to a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? And I just felt as if
Mhm.
a lot of shit just didn't matter, which really it doesn't. But the answer is, the answer is, I was gonna say the answer is not suicide, but it is. But you have to
Mhm.
know which type of suicide, you know. So, when people say suicide isn't the answer, yes, it is, because you have to kill what is making you weak.
Mhm.
You have to kill it, and sometimes that can be yourself. So, and speaking, in an analogy type of term, or speaking metaphorically, sometimes you literally, sometimes not literally, but metaphorically, sometimes you do have to actually kill yourself. When
Mhm.
we look back at X and what he did, um, I seen he had cut his eyebrows. He had cut his
Mhm.
eyebrows off. He said the reason for that is because he was basically making himself ugly, or he was killing a certain image of himself to ascend
Mhm.
or evolve into a higher state of being, or a higher state of consciousness. So, like I said, there's different aspects and different roads of suicide that you can go down. But just moving on, Um, as far as suicide of self, Derek, I just want you to hone in kind of on, do you feel as if that is something that people need to learn, and that is something that a lot of people need to do, or that is something that a lot of people need to just kind of hone in on for themselves to make themselves a better person, or to break certain, bad habits or bad aspects of themselves?
Yeah, I feel like they do because before I started my spiritual journey and shit, I was just like all I would do is just fucking. I don't know if I said this on the last one, but actually no, I didn't. But what's it called? All I would do is just smoke weed, get high, and then that's it. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't really do shit
Right.
except get high, get money, and that shit. Like I didn't really have like I
A
didn't know where the
purpose.
fuck I was gonna end up. I
Right.
didn't, and I was just always like I couldn't even function because I didn't even want. I always had to be in the altered state of consciousness just to function. Like if I wasn't in that altered state, I wouldn't be okay. You know, if I wasn't in
Right.
that altered state, I would not be okay. You feel me? And I would not even want to like get through the day. Like literally, like nigga, anybody, like you could do anything to me. If I'm not high, I'm gonna like snap on you. You know, and I had to break that because that's not how you're supposed to be. You should be perfectly fine without having your conscience altered. You should be able to get through the day without having your conscience altered. You know, so I'm happy that I went through what I went through, and I'm happy that everything that happened happened. You feel me? But
Right. Most definitely. Most definitely. And another thing I kind of want to speak on is a lot of people hit, like, a lot, and I've hit rock bottom personally before by myself, when I was around the age of 16, 17. That's besides
mhm
the point. But a lot of people they hit rock bottom,
mhm
and that's kind of where they kind of just stop giving a fuck. They start doing
mhm
heavy drugs, they start cutting themselves, etc., and things like that. And like I said, I feel as if I always tell people it's not about what you do, how you do it, or how you go about life. It's about what you know. You know what I'm saying?
mhm
And that's going to determine, your experiences. That's going to determine how you go about your life. That's going to determine like certain tweaks that you choose to make with your life. Like your knowledge is, that determines your fate, in life,
mhm.
really. So I feel as if a lot of people kind of altered that kind of not give a fuck attitude and turned it the
True.
opposite way. Like, you know what? I don't give a fuck if I don't smoke weed today. Instead of saying I don't give a fuck if I live, how about you say, you know what? I don't give a fuck if I don't smoke weed today. I don't give a
Mhm.
fuck if this what is it called? When you I don't, not relapse, but what is it called when, withdraw? Is that's what it's called, a
Yeah,
withdrawal? I don't give a
yeah.
fuck if this
Cannabis withdrawal.
withdrawal. I don't give a fuck if this withdrawal kill me. Same people who do heroin, smoke crack, the same way, you use rock bottom, not as an excuse, but the same way that's kind of like your crutch to doing what you're
Mhm
doing in your reason. Use not giving a fuck as a reason, because that's the
mhm.
easiest reason you could use. But
Hell
not
yeah.
only is it the easiest, it's the easiest way to trick your subconscious mind into doing better.
Mhm
So it's like,
mhm
instead of saying, you know what, I don't give a fuck about nothing, so I'm gonna just go smoke crack. How about say
mhm.
this, man? I don't give a fuck how anything turn out. I'm gonna try my best regardless, and however it turn out, fuck it, I don't care. But I'm finna just go for broke. That's better,
Exactly.
you know what? I don't give a fuck what nobody said about me. I'm gonna try my hardest to do better. You know what? And at
Mhm
the end of the day, if I get killed doing better, oh well, I don't care. I wish people
mhm
would have the same attitude they had when it came to doing the wrong thing about doing the right thing.
mhm.
Because it's not about what you do, it's how you do it and your
Exactly.
intent. So it's like
Exactly.
the same way people cannot give a fuck about X, Y, and Z. I feel like
Mhm
they need to, have that same energy towards positive things, and that's what it's all about. Taking that not giving a fuck attitude and using it towards positive. But you have to have the knowledge and you have to be wise in order to even think of doing something like that. You know what I'm saying?
mhm
I feel as if like the example that I just gave, a lot of people have never heard that before. You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? Like a lot of people have never heard somebody say, I don't give a fuck about X, Y, and Z, to the point to where, you know what, I'm gonna do it right, or I'm gonna do the right thing. I
Mhm.
don't care about dying or whatever so much, to the point where I'm gonna try my hardest to do the right thing. I never heard nobody say that, but I've gave
Hell
you just
no.
now a good example to alter your brain and alter your mind to where you can get back on the right track. You know,
Exactly.
and yeah, man, that's really just the whole the whole blueprint for, you know, just suicide and things like that. I know motherfuckers thought we was finna come on this bitch talking about, yeah, kill yourself, slit your throat. No, don't
Hell no.
don't do that. I'm not finna be responsible for somebody.
Promoting that, yeah. I'm not
Yeah,
finna be responsible for you killing yourself. I don't want to do that
shit.
thing.
No, I'm not finna be responsible if you go outside and let your dog bite your ass in the neck. That's not. I'm not
That's
responsible.
not okay.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, people need to learn how to, like, not give a fuck. Like, use it's like use the same energy that you use for evil for good, but flip
Mm-hmm.
it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the same energy people use to comment negative things,
Mm-hmm.
or to, you know, just repost and share negative shit. That same
Toxic
energy can
shit.
be used for so much other shit, bro.
Positivity.
Like, it can be used for not even just that, bro. The same amount of time you taking out of your day to comment or to like somebody negative or whatever, it could be positive, bro. Use that energy for yourself and for your own well-being. If
Exactly.
everybody used the energy that they didn't really need, if everybody used the energy that they didn't really need for their own well-being, bruh, everybody would be at their full potential or close to it,
Hell yeah.
you know. But that's not the case because people use their energy for distractions.
Mm-hmm.
But unless you want to say anything else, you know, we could kind of wrap this up about suicide and things like that.
Oh, it's gonna be a little short one. I feel you. Um, just me. Like I said, what's it called? Before I went through my whole transition, my whole spiritual transition. I like now. What's it called? 'Cause I used to smoke. Like you already know that I used to smoke mad weed and shit.
Right.
And what's it called? Like you already know how I was, my nigga. I be spending, I be spending a lot, my nigga. And all I would do is just smoke, but I did it for the wrong reason. Like all I would do is smoke to alter my consciousness and to just be high and to just like I don't know, just not be where I should be. Nowadays,
Right.
if I do smoke, because I still do, but I don't do it OD like I used to. Because back then I would get like a whole motherfucking smoke that shit to the face. You know what I'm talking about? Like I would smoke that shit all by myself. Nigga, I'm not
Right.
sharing. You was not getting none. Like I'm smoking that shit by myself. Nowadays, it's like nigga, I take two pulls. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling. I don't want
Right.
no more. Most I take is like five. That's it. Like I'm not taking no more for the night. Like you not no, you know what I'm saying? And like you said with intent and the reason why you did it, my reason for doing it now is different from the reason for doing it before. Now, if I want to just smoke like a little bit, I don't go too OD with it, and I just do it like you know what I'm saying. Like I said, one or two pulls, three pulls, and I'm good off that. I don't want no more. You know what I'm talking about? Like I
Right.
don't want to have the whole fucking blunt. Like just give me two pulls. You know what I'm saying? Give me two
Right.
pulls. I'm chilling. You know, and you know what I'm saying? I just want to, because sometimes I just want to be in like a chill state of mind, even though I'm already chill. But you know what I mean. You know,
Most
take a couple
definitely.
pulls. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you might be a little stressed. Do that real quick. You chilling. That's my whole thing, and I'm just so happy that I destroyed that old self in me, and I'm so happy that I destroyed that old image of me. Even though people still have that image of me in their subconscious, I know that I'm not that no more. So I don't really give a fuck, you know. And if you
Exactly.
can't see it, shit, too bad, my nigga.
Yeah, if you can't see, motherfucker, you Ray Charles. If you can't see it, bitch,
Shit, that's what I'm saying, my nigga.
get
Shit,
you a
nigga, I
piano
done
and
changed.
some glasses and a Coca Cola, cause you Ray Charles. Most definitely. But yeah, I would just like to thank, you know, everyone that tuned in to this
Sorry.
podcast. You know, the perspective.
Mhm.
You know, this podcast was just strictly, you know, just about, you know, the different types of suicide. Um, Hopefully you motherfuckers learned something about this, because I know it's a lot of you pod fiends, weed fiends out there. You know what I'm saying? Fucking smoking shit out of old, like Derek just says, fucking smoking O's to the face. Goddamn, you gonna be done turned over in a fucking grave somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know how to fucking put the blunt down. Nonetheless, put the pod down. Some of you motherfuckers smoking pipes, and I'm not gonna say no names. You motherfuckers know who y'all is.
Hey, yo.
But, you know, like I said, you just, you know, you got to use that same energy and, you know, use it towards good. You know, like everything is energy. Where energy goes, what's the saying? Where time goes, energy flows, man. Be careful with what you putting your time into. You know, I'm not perfect. I'm still working on it. I'm still working on that myself in particular.
Exactly. Me
But
too. Hmm.
I'm fine tuning it. I'm trying. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? That's most
Because
important.
it's a difference between trying and just not doing it at all. Just saying,
Exactly.
nah,
Exactly. But
universe, no, I'm trying.
most definitely. And yeah, like I said, man, this is the end of the podcast. You know, damn near the end of the world too. So you motherfuckers,
So
goddamn,
y'all better get
tighten
ready,
y'all
nigga.
seatbelts, grab your pistol, and put the coke down. But nonetheless, I would like to thank everybody who tuned into the podcast. If you stayed to the end, you real, man. You feel me? Period. And, we appreciate you. We
And if
appreciate
your
you a lot.
pussy ass didn't watch it all the way through, you a pussy, my nigga. Fuck you.
Yeah, and when
Fuck
this shit
you.
hit the fan, bitch, don't be in my inbox asking me where to go because, bitch, nah, bitch, I'm away
The
from you,
door.
motherfucker.
The door.
Period.
The
But
door. Bitch.
yeah, I appreciate all of y'all for tuning in, and this has been another episode of The Perspective and shit. Y'all stay safe out there, man. Shit. Period.
Okay.